asking why she keeps forgiving him and living in fear. At work, she has a glistening, driven career, while at home, with one swing of the fist, it disappears. Each night, she lays shivering, quivering here, asking why she keeps forgiving him and living in fear. At work, she has a glistening, driven career, while at home, with one swing of the fist, it disappears. She'd often think of different ways to get from under his noose grip. It's one thing to see a path, but it's another to choose it. It's one thing to want to run, but it's another to do it. It's one thing to buy a gun, but it's another to use it. But buy a gun she did, and it made her feel good. She told herself if she really had to use it, she would. The next night, drunk, at the end of her bed, he stood. She said she'd take it no more, and she prayed he understood. But he didn't take too kindly to being put in his place. She fled after the first blow, and of course he gave chase, so she sat hunched, holding the gun, praying she wasn't pursued. And as the door swung, a ruby-red fountain ensued. She watched in awe as his power cascaded on the floor. It wasn't long before police came bursting through the door, in store for her a new prison, this one enforced by the law, as she let out a whisper with the strength of a roar. For the bad times, I wish you'd just admit it and never cast a shadow across my bed. But for the good times, I wish you 5 minutes in heaven, before the devil knows you're dead. For the bad times, I cherish every beautiful moment as the bullet enters your head. But for the good times, I wish you 5 minutes in heaven, before the devil knows you're dead. Each night she lay shivering, quivering there. I wonder how we came to live in unforgiving despair. I find myself given to delivering stares as the smell of Glenfiddich starts sieving the air. Each night she lay shivering, quivering there. I wonder how we came to live in unforgiving despair. I find myself given to delivering stares as the smell of Glenfiddich starts sieving the air. As the bullet flew towards me, I swear time stood still. I felt every single emotion that a man could feel. How did I get here? How can this even be real? And how did I become the kind of person a loved one could kill? It wasn't always this way. I once saw love in those eyes, that now just despise and chastise all my lies. These new drunken guys, my sarcastic replies, and worst of all, these heavy hands that surmised their demise. There was a time we thought the honeymoon wouldn't end. She was my lover, my partner, my confidant, and my friend, but it seems these days happiness can depend on financial stability and the need to contend. But I make no excuse, I let it get this way. Other people live their lives on a minimal wage. I'm the one that buckled and let it turn to rage. Now I'm the one looking down the barrel playing guess the gauge. So for the bad times I cannot be acquitted or let off as the bullet enters my head. But for the good times I wish for 5 minutes in heaven before the devil knows I'm dead. For the bad times I should not be acquitted or let off as the bullet enters my head. But for the good times I wish for 5 minutes in heaven before the devil knows I'm dead. Thank you very, very much. Is that all? Have I done? Are we out of time now? Have I got time for one more quickly? Or I'm just going to do one more really quickly, then be on my way. But thank you very much for coming out. And thank you to everyone who's performed over the weekend. Can you please make some noise now for Rob Alton, for Jodie Ann Bickley, and for Cecilia Knapp, who all smashed it today. Can I switch onto this? Oh, you got it that time. I'm going to switch onto this mic again. I'll let you know quickly as well. Me and Dan Lassac are doing a set tonight at 8:15 at the Swamp Shack. Come along, we're going to be doing a song that we've never played before, which is our new single called Gold Teeth with Flux Pavilion. Pop on down. But in general, go to spoken word in your local area. There's loads about. This is a letter from God to man. It says, "Hey there, how's it going? Long time no see. And I haven't been around much lately, but it didn't seem like you wanted me to be. The last time I sent down a message, you nailed it to the cross, so I figured I'd just leave you to it and let you be your own boss. But I've been keeping an eye on you, I have, and it's amazing how you've grown. All your technological advances and the problems you've overthrown. All the beautiful art you've created with such grace and such finesse, but I must admit there are a few things I'm afraid that have impressed me less. So I'm writing to apologise for the horrors committed in my name. But that was never what I intended. I feel I should take my share of the blame. A lot of the good that I tried to do was corrupted when organised religion got into full swing. What I'd thought were quite clear messages were taken to unusual extremes. My teachings were taken out of context to meet the agendas of others. Interpretations taken in different ways and hidden meanings discovered. Religion became a tool for the weak to control the strong. With all these new morals and ethics, survival of the fittest was gone. No longer could the biggest man simply take wherever he needed, because damnation was the price if certain rules were not heeded. Some of the deeds committed in my name made me wonder where I went wrong. Back at the start, when I created this, the foundation seemed so strong. See, all the elements were already here. Long before I began, I just kind of put them all together. I didn't really think out a long-term plan. I made the sun an appropriate distance and laid the stars across the sky, so you could navigate this globe or watch the sunrise. I covered the earth with plants and fruit, some for sustenance and some for beauty. I made the sun shine and clouds rain, so their maintenance wasn't your duty. I tried to give each creature its own attributes without making them enveloped. Gave you all your own space to grow and, in your own way, space to develop. I didn't know that such developments would cause rifts and jealousy, cause you to war against each other and leave marks on this planet indelibly. You see, I wasn't the creator. I was more the curator of nature. And I want to set things straight with homosexuals right now. I don't hate you. I was a simple being. I happened to be the first to yield such powers, but I just laid the ground. It was you that built the towers. It was you that invented bombs and the fear that comes with them. It was you that invented money and the corrupt economic systems. You invented terms like just war and terms like friendly fire. And it was you that didn't know when to stop digging deeper and when to stop building higher. It was you that exhausted the resources I carefully laid out on this earth. And it was you that even saw these problems coming but accredited them little worth. It was you that used my teachings for your own personal gain, and it was you that committed such tragedies, even if they were in my name. So I apologise for my mistakes, and when my words were misconstrued. But it's apologies to Mother Nature, because I created you. Thank you very, very much for coming out, and thank you for coming to the Saturn Lounge. We'll be here again next year. Have a great weekend. See you later.